Damnosaur sounds like the mix that would happen when an edgy 5-year-old wanted to make a dinosaur game, but no, it's actually really good for its cost. Hi, welcome to the first episode of This Game I Found, the show where I go to Steam and find games that are free and then review them. Okay, by the title, you're probably wondering, what fresh hell have I subjected myself to? Because 1, anime girl, 2, dino, 3, gun. But once you get past the title, you find yourself in a city that's nicely lit ablaze. You have a gun and you start thinking, oh yeah, Lego. But after 3 seconds of walking to the right and shooting your gun, you start wondering, where are the dinos? But then you realize the tutorial thing in the top left corner. You know, as if it didn't already show you the controls 2 seconds ago. But once you get over that, you're in for an amazing ride. Okay, so the basic gameplay is simple. Shoot dinos and don't die. So by now you're probably wondering, just how many dinos are there? Well, I'll tell you. 5. Yep. Well, I guess I should have expected as much from a game that's free. But even with the small amount of enemies, there's fundamental flaws with 2 of these creatures. So the lineup of dinos goes like this. Fast Boys, Treks, Charging Trikes, Spit Boys, and Kamikaze Pterodactyls. And the last 2 barely work. For the Spit Boys, they just sit there, always firing in the same place. You can literally stand right next to them and they barely move, just shooting their pre-programmed projectiles. And the cost of commies just dive bomb and then stay there, planted in the ground. Honestly, they're more of annoyances really. You'll just die to them because you jump too high. Well, gee whiz, with all these 5 cool dinos, they must have different levels of damage, right? Well, no, actually, and that brings me to my main gripe with this game. No matter what enemy it is, you always die in one hit. Why? Is it because you're a small anime girl? And because you die in one hit from anything, most of the deaths just feel cheap. Most of them you just get because you didn't clear out the raptors while fighting the Mega T-Rex. Like, apparently a little raptor running into you does the same damage as the boss T-Rex. Okay, you know how I said there was only 5 dinos? Well, technically I lied. There is boss versions of the 5, but they're basically the same thing but bigger. Like the Trike, for example. He just can't be shot in his plate armor. And the Kamikaze becomes just an actual Kamikaze and explodes on landing. But they're practically the same. Okay, well, the enemies aren't all fine and dandy, but what kind of guns do you shoot the bloody bastards with? And I think this is an area where this game actually really shines. Well, basically, there are 3 rarity types. Common, uncommon, and rare. First, the commons. Obviously, there's the standard blue pew pew, the western style Hanoon, which does a bit more damage than the previous. And here lies the second problem I have with this game, though it's more of a nitpick. The scaling. Like, seriously, the gun is bigger than her entire body. What the hell? Anyway, back to the guns. There's the golden shotgun that has a giant spread but shoots like 6 at a time. Then the AK-47, which is the only uncommon and has a rapid fire and has a large spread. Next, the Res. That's the Kamehameha, which, as the name implies, is a laser cannon. There's also the octagonal oranges, which shoot in every direction. And finally, which is completely OP and obliterates everything in one shot, even bosses. And with that level of OPness, it must be hard to come by, right? Right? Actually, no, you're just as likely to get that Mega Death Ray gun from the first raptors you see in the game, and then get a pistol from your 10th boss. This is sometimes annoying, but sometimes it is fun to just get non-stop machine guns and mow down your fast boys one by one. But overall, it is a pretty good game. Considering it's free, I can overlook these flaws and give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. It's fun when you just want to have mindless action by yourself or with a buddy. And even though it doesn't really last long, I would still consider my time with it fun.